it your way, but you're still in debt? Or maybe you're doing okay, but want to invest smarter, grow faster. MillionaireX.ai gives you real step-by-step strategies to ditch debt or stack wealth. Stop dreaming and start planning. Visit MillionaireX.ai today. I want you to be the next millionaire next door.
Finding the right real estate professional can be challenging. I'm broker Melissa Wilson. I'm knowledgeable in all aspects of the real estate process. So whether you're looking to buy new or an existing home or have a commercial need, I'm here to help.
Let's stop acting like we don't see how this game is played. If you tired of folks throwing shade with a smile and keeping you boxed in with that slick behind-the-scenes racism, it's time to upgrade your survival skills. See, Phillip Scott dropped more than just knowledge. He handed you a playbook with passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy. This ain't the in-your-face kind. This is that sneaky, office space, let me block your blessings type of racism that'll have you questioning your own reality. It's time to call it what it is and arm yourself with the facts. But baby, don't stop at just peeping the system. Break those mental chains too. That's why you need 7 steps to decolonize the mind. This is about freeing yourself up top, walking in confidence, and letting the world know your mind is not for rent, lease, or layaway. It's time to reclaim your power step by step. So don't just watch, take action. Click over to Amazon.com, type in passive-aggressive racism in the system of white supremacy and 7 steps to decolonize the mind, and secure both books for yourself, your crew, and anybody ready for that mental liberation. La Sherika said it, now go do it. Invest in your freedom. Pick up both books today on Amazon.com. Trust me, your mind will thank you.
I don't spend my money at the club. Everything I want is provided for me.
The biggest misconception about you, nothing. It's all true. It's all true. It's all true. If you hear something, believe it. You want to get married now. Do you feel like you're that? No. It is my choice. It's my choice.
Who inspires me? Me. Yes. Me. Yeah. They inspire me, those people you mentioned.
I date mostly like married men, because I don't have that type of time for you. Oh, yeah. And you are married, you don't have that type of time for me. What do you think it is that the wives are not doing? I love this question.
They're not really being loved properly. When you stay with someone for so long and you feel like, oh, I don't really have to do much. Don't ever be comfortable around a human being. They can switch.
His wife, one day I just see my 11 o'clock from there. She's like, my husband can't control himself, and you as a woman, you can't. I said, Mama, you can't even speak English. Like, I can't even understand. Like,
yeah, I can even speak English because of that's why. Yeah. I don't even speak English sometimes. I wouldn't say it was a sugar daddy or a blaster. But I had a thing with someone that was giving me a lot of money.
Every day he was sending me money for lunch.
Every day is when you go to work?
Exactly.
Shout out to the slay queens who are getting their thing without having to sell a thing,
Yeah.
Trust me, you can get whatever you want, once you put your mind to it.
Watch Slay Queen only on the African Diaspora News Channel app.
From November 14th to 21st, we're inviting you to join us for a powerful trip to Ghana. This isn't just a vacation. This is a chance to walk through the same places where many of our people were captured, held, and shipped off into slavery. So don't wait. Secure your spot today. We're making history by walking through it. Will you be with us?
What if I told you just for us? Unfiltered, unapologetic, telling our stories from Africa and the diaspora. News Channel app keeps you informed and empowered from wherever you are at any time. Don't just watch, join the movement. Download the app now and stay connected to the news that matters.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, thank you for joining us on the stream this evening. It is Tuesday, July the 8th, and I hope everybody is going well, doing very well, you and the kids and the family and all of that. You know, we're going to talk about tonight ICE. ICE is going to be the subject conversation tonight. The reason why we're going to talk about ICE is because ICE is doing major operations still in Los Angeles, California, and ICE isn't playing. They're not playing at all. They are in the streets, they hitting the pavement, and they are continuing mass deportation operations, ladies and gentlemen. It's not over. Y'all thought that, oh, well, you know, after the dust up that you saw, oh, no, everybody just went home. But ICE haven't stopped at all, right? So we're going to talk about, you know, that tonight for sure. Also, you know, it's a video we're going to cover of an Afro-Latina, and I got a message to Afro-Latinas or Afro-Latinos. I got a good message for them as well tonight, because they have to realize something. What we have realized a long time ago in this country, but they're going to have to realize something too. So we're going to get into all of that. Definitely want to thank y'all for downloading the African Diaspora News Channel app. We greatly appreciate that. And it supports the platform. So if you get a monthly, annual, quarterly, you know, which quarterly will be going away, that at least that option will be going away January 1. We wanted to simplify it, just have, you know, either monthly, annual, or lifetime. And lifetime is the best way to lock your price in, because because even lifetime's because we got to adjust pricing for 2026. So if you get a lifetime subscription right now, then you locked in at that price. You ain't got to worry about paying nothing no more. If you get lifetime, you're done, right? And we only have so many of those, so take advantage of the lifetime. If you say, man, I love the platform and yeah, I just want to support. Yeah, take advantage of the lifetime, and that way you'll always be locked in with us. Also, to everyone who's following us, also in Canada, you know, shout out to everybody, the brothers and sisters in Canada that do watch the platform. We'll be coming out there next month, actually, August. The Pan-African Film Festival has invited us there. We're going to do media panels and things like that. And I'm just, you know, hit the pavement and kind of see what's going on in Toronto and different places. And so, you know, those of you who want to come out to that, let me make sure I put that up on the screen again. Hold on, give me a second. I have my screen switched. Then you can come on out to the Pan-African Film Festival and click this real quick. I should have that up on the screen. And as you can see here, where is it at? Scroll all the way down. Hold on. I had it up on my screen. Yeah, the Pan-African Film Festival. What's the date? Hold on. What's the date? I had the date up here somewhere. Well, if it's not there, let me grab it. It's August 7th. Hold on, y'all. Give me a second. I'm looking at everything but the wrong thing. Am I looking at this right? Hold on. Previous events. Okay, films and screen times coming. All right, I must have clicked off of the other. Okay, there we go. Right there. All right, so the film and media brunch is on the 17th. It's 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Okay, I didn't want to hit a video. All right, so as you can see here, you can get tickets, and then if you get you a ticket, it's 55 Canadian dollars. So there'll be a little, you know, for y'all who want to go to that, and so just letting you know about it. If you want to come on out, it's a Sunday. You know, Sunday Fun Day is what we call it here in Houston. I don't know what you call it over there in Canada, but we call it Sunday Fun Day here in Houston. So definitely come on out. Come on out if you know where that's at, 50 Prince, Edward Island Crescent, Toronto, Ontario, Canada. So come on out and we will be out there with you. Ladies and gentlemen, I love to break bread with you. Like I say, it'll be my first time in Canada, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So, you know, now here in the stateside, 2026, you know, brother Brother Butch and Sister Sherry said they probably gonna bring us back out again for the Ohio Black Expo. So any events like that, you know, whether you're here in America or throughout the world, hey, holla at us. Holla at us. We are open. Our calendar is open. Also, don't forget November 14th through the 21st, the Ghana trip. Don't forget. I see y'all asking a lot of questions about it with Jaylani, our chat assistant, our AI assistants on our app and website. So go ahead and make your deposit. I see y'all asking a lot of questions about it, but make your deposit. Jelani done told you to make your deposit so you can secure your spot. Because, you know, don't do the last minute thing like some of you like to do. All right. All right. So let's go ahead and get into this. Ladies and gentlemen, let me see what y'all talking about. Keisha says she can't get deported. All right. Nah, Keisha say she good. And I think what you say to Keisha, you up there in Detroit somewhere? Yeah, you good. All right, so let's get into this. So as you know, some facts I did not know as of recent. Do you know in Los Angeles County, not Los Angeles the city, but Los Angeles County, they counted 980,000 illegal immigrants is in Los Angeles County. Think about that. That's bigger than a lot of cities in this country. 980,000 people in Los Angeles County. Now, I saw Tom Homan the other day, and he said that if we can just solve the problems in the major cities, then the problem most would be solved. And really, when I did my research on that, he's right. Most of the illegal immigration is in the major cities in this country. It's not in, now they got little small towns and maybe have it here and there, but it's mostly the major cities. So if they target a place like Los Angeles, if they go to a San Francisco, if they go to a Chicago, a Detroit, a Houston, a Dallas, all them different major cities, that would solve the problem. So it's not really that hard that they got to really go all over the nation. They really don't. The fact is that this country, you know, like, listen, as FBAs, we have to follow the law. If we break one little law, we get put in jail. You understand? And what it is when people are allowed to get away with things, it breeds entitlement because they know what they're doing is wrong, but it breeds entitlement. They say, well, I've been here 20 years, 30 years. Why are you telling me anything? You've been allowed to break the law for 20 years, 30 years. Eventually, somebody going to make you be held accountable for breaking that law. And the thing is, as I told y'all before, if any of you have traveled, you know good and well that we cannot go in nobody's country and skip the immigration line. Matter of fact, we can't even show up to the immigration counter without a visa. Okay? Just went to Ethiopia. Remember? We talked about that. What did I have to do? I had to take my picture, upload it to their immigration website. I had to put my name, my passport information, all that, you know, address, all this information. And I had to pay a fee for a visa. About a day or so, I got my visa. When I landed in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, I couldn't even get my bags. You know where I had to go first? After I landed, they checked the bags I had to go through all the scanners and all that stuff. Then I had to go to where? Immigration. And when I went to that counter, immigration in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia, they asked me for two things, my passport, and they asked me for my visa. Now, I couldn't go past them. They had security. They had gates and everything else. I couldn't just run past them like, forget y'all. I'm coming in here. No, because they would have had a problem and said, what is this guy, a terrorist? What is he doing? I gave my passport. I gave my visa. They ran it in their system, looked at everything and said, okay, well, how long you gonna be in Ethiopia? Told them, where you staying at? Oh, I'm staying over here at the Sheridan over here. Oh, okay, yes, I like that one. The Sheridan's nice, right? I said, okay, we'll have a good time. That was it. But that's when you come in legally and come in the right way. You think the Ethiopians would just let me in there just running past them? And I will say the process was a lot easier this time than it was the first time I went. Oh, man. Shout out to y'all in Ethiopia. Y'all really did y'all thing on that airport and making things a lot efficient. Oh, that was beautiful. Shout out to Ethiopia for that. But if I can't go through, even if it's visa free, let me give you another story before we get to this. I'm going to give you 2 countries that Americans could come in visa free. When I went to Costa Rica, okay, we can come in visa free. Costa Rica, we get to show our passport, but we come in visa free. When me and my wife landed in Costa Rica, we got off the plane. The first place we were led to was immigration. What did they want to know? How long we was going to be in the country? Where were we staying? Our passport. Do we need exchange money? Whatever we need to do. They looked at it, looked at our information, took our picture, because all countries take your picture, take our picture, and let us pass immigration to go into Costa Rica. South Africa, another country that was visa free. Same thing. Get off the plane. The first place they send you to is immigration. So every country I've ever been to, that's the process. You go straight to immigration. You don't go around it. You don't go over it. You don't go underneath it. You go straight to it, right? So these people that's entered our country and didn't go through immigration, right? You can't say nothing that they're chasing you down because you didn't go to the immigration line, bruh. You didn't go over there. So that's why a lot of people say, nah, we don't feel sorry for you because you skipped the immigration line. And there are people that came into this country, they went through the immigration line, and they ain't got no problem. Incredible John said he went to Jamaica this past week, said, yep, went to immigration, filled out everything, and showed my passport. Because you have respect for Jamaica, you have respect for any country you're going to because you're going to follow their laws. You understand? But we have entitled people in this country who feel they didn't have to follow our laws because of their personal issues. They say, well, I want a better life. I want this. This is going on in my country or whatever. It's all selfish, and it's saying, screw anybody else. I'm going to break your law for my personal benefit. Now, if they did an asylum and they have asylum, then they're here legally. I can't say nothing about asylum claims. Even if they game in the system, if they have asylum, then they're here legally. I can't say nothing about that. But a lot of people who are here didn't come through asylum. Now, that asylum stuff really ratcheted up on the Biden, okay? So let's go to some video. All right, let's go. You say in Hong Kong, you don't need a visa. I've never been to Hong Kong. I would like to visit one day. I know my little girl just told me she wants to go to Tokyo. She wants to see Tokyo. My oldest daughter wants to go. So I said, yeah, we got to make that a family trip because I can't make that trip definitely without my oldest daughter and my youngest one, right? So let me go to this first video here. All right. Now I want you to check out ICE over here. What they got going on?
Troops are now moving down Wilshire. They're headed towards central LA right now. You can see lots of reinforcements and a huge presence right now of troops. This is very big. Wow, this is really big. You can see, I mean, this is a huge presence. Reinforcements have arrived. This is a large show of force right now on the ground.
¿Qué tienes? Don't do that. No.
Do not touch me. Do not touch me.
I don't care. ¿Qué tienes? Get you.
It's fine, lady. Please don't touch me.
I don't care.
Don't touch me.
I don't care. My keys from my car. My key.
Yourself. What's your badge number? I'm not touching you. What's your badge number? Identify yourself. No firme nada! No firme nada! No firme nada!
You're in the way right now.
I am not.
Get out of the way.
Get
Get out of the way.
Shut the fuck up. You can't touch me.
I will arrest you.
You can't arrest me. I'm not doing anything. Identify yourself. No firme nada. No firme nada. No firme nada. Usted tiene derechos.
All right. So ICE is out there picking people up now. Some of the backlash that's been going on with to some of this. We got more video coming, so just prepare yourself. Some of the backlash is now Mexicans in Mexico. They want a lot of these white Americans, or just Americans in general, but particularly white Americans, they want them out of Mexico now. They want them out. They're saying that they want them to speak Spanish. They want them to go back to their country. They are very serious about that now. They're running up on Americans in Mexico now. They're not really being too welcoming to them anymore. Those of you who love to go to Mexico, you probably want to hold off on that a little bit. I know you Americans love running you behind to Mexico. I get it, but, maybe you should go visit the Caribbean. I can't talk to white folks. I'm not going to tell them what to do. But at least FBAs, I don't want FBAs caught in the middle of anything. I really don't, because all this ICE stuff ain't got to do with black folk anyway. Hey, we understand it. We know what's going on. Immigration have benefited us, but I don't want us to be caught in any backlash toward what Trump is doing or our government is doing. So as a FBA, do what you want, okay, on your vacation. I can't tell you what to do, but since the hostilities is kind of high right now, and people in Mexico now they're starting to respond to it, I would advise, just me personally, I would advise you vacation elsewhere until things simmer down. Trust me, Costa Rica was nice. Panama, hey, you can go to the Caribbean. Hey, you can come with us to Ghana in November, right? Ain't nobody gonna be hostile with you over there, right? So just a word to the wise. You can do what you want to do. It's your vacation, but I would advise against it right now. Okay. Now, in the midst of that, Karen Bass, the mayor of Los Angeles, Karen Bass have never stood up and did anything for FBAs. Never. She has never fought for us the way she fights for immigration. Now, ICE had did a raid in MacArthur Park, and they was coming around people up over there too. I want you to watch your girl Karen Bass. Let's go ahead and cue her up real quick. It won't take long.
So I am going to say,
Mayor Bass, I need to get my phone and we're departing.
Okay. All right. Karen Bass.
Mayor Bass.
Oh my
Any
God.
comment, Mayor Bass?
Thank you.
Mayor Bass, any comment?
Yes, my comment is they need to leave, and they need to leave right now. They need to leave because this is unacceptable.
Who did you speak with?
Just wait and see.
Mayor Bass,
They will be leaving soon.
Mayor, who did you speak with on the phone just now? Who did you speak with on the phone?
The head of customs.
Wow.
All right, Mayor Bass. So let's get this straight. So federal agents need to leave and allow people who they know, and some of these people have horrible criminal records, what we've been hearing, they have to leave and let them just run breaking laws. Well, did you ever say that about the police in our communities? Did you ever go to the LAPD and say, hey, leave black people alone in Leimert Park? Leave black people alone on Crenshaw? Don't you harass them. Don't you tell them nothing. You need to leave. Let black people do whatever they want to do. If they're breaking the law, it doesn't matter because you shouldn't be there. Did you ever tell the LA County Sheriff's Department to leave black people alone in Los Angeles? That they need to leave? How come this group of people, you're saying that they can be over in this country breaking laws, but FBAs in Los Angeles, LAPD and LA County Sheriff's Department can ride down on black folk? That's what I'm talking about. If one group can get away with it, then FBA should be able to get away with it too, right? I'm just saying they need to leave. Why? I've never seen a video. And if y'all got a video of her going to the black communities and telling LAPD and the rest of them to leave, send me the video. I would definitely correct what I'm saying right now. There's some of you from LA in the chat, or at least from California. Have y'all, is there any videos out there I'm missing and I need to correct myself? Of y'all, her going and telling the law enforcement to leave black people alone and they need to leave? But that's your black representation. That woman don't work for y'all. Especially when I read them numbers of how many black people is in that city. That woman don't work for y'all. She can care less about black folk. Maxine Waters don't do nothing for y'all either. She can care less about the FBA. She is not working for y'all. That's why they're so pro-immigration. But I couldn't believe that this woman sitting up here saying they need to leave. Listen, sanctuary city policies is the most not only anti-American thing you can do, but it's very discriminatory because you're saying this. You could come to this city, even though you broke laws, and we will not work with the federal government to get you on out of here. Where's a city black Americans can go that we can break the law, be in this city, and they are not going to help the federal government in no way, shape, or form to get us as black Americans? There's no sanctuary city in America for black Americans, but people that come from third world countries got sanctuary cities that they can go to that the Democrat Party, because it's the Democrats, it's not the Republicans, that the Democrat Party will protect. The Democrat Party, that they are about lawlessness when it comes to people from other countries, but the Democrats are the main ones that will lock up black Americans. They have done it. The crime bill, that was Democrats. Joe Biden authored it. He was proud of it. And Bill Clinton signed it. That was Democrats that did that. And what happened after that crime bill? 12 ran up in all our communities. I remember when 12 did it. And they were just gaffling black people up and putting them in prison for a long time. You got some brothers and sisters that's still in prison from that crime bill. There's never been a sanctuary city for a black American in this country. There's not a one. So sanctuary city status is a great offense to black Americans. These people didn't fight and die in this country. They didn't fight no wars in this country. Who are these people to come in here and talk about a sanctuary city? Now I'm speaking to all Americans. All Americans should be angry, hostile about these Democrat politicians talking about a sanctuary city when even you as a white person can't even have sanctuary in that city. Think about it. If you're an Asian American, you don't have sanctuary if you're Asian American. Now, if you're Asian immigrant, it may be different. If you're a Hispanic American, Arab American, you don't have sanctuary, but they do. And I will say this, there's Asian Americans, Hispanic Americans that don't support illegal immigration either because they family did it the right way. They paid their dues. They did things right. They don't like it. And some of them say, I've heard the videos, listen, we know our people. You don't want a lot of them over here because they're going to bring over their habits and you ain't ready for their habits. The reason why you're having so much friction in America is because, listen, people don't leave their culture and their way of life at the door. They bring it over here with them. And listen, in most countries I've ever been to, you have one dominant culture. Now, people could come live, but that you have one dominant culture. Now, I'm truthful. White Americans and black Americans, we got our issues and problems. And you better believe we got it. We're not together on a whole lot of things, but we do have, even though opposite cultures, but we understand we have an American culture. So black Americans and white Americans know what I'm talking about. When you bring in all these other people with their cultures that's counter to the culture that we have here, that's why you have all this friction going on. You understand? See, let's be honest. Even though white people was forced to, but they's doing it. White folks would hire black people. White folks will hire everybody. What these immigrants do? They get in, they start a business. They won't hire no white people. They won't hire no black people. Definitely hiring no black people. They hire their people. Even though we got laws against that, but they get away with it. If they get on a job and they become supervisors, what happens? They start getting all the black people out first. Then they eventually get the white people out too. And they bring in their people. We're used to that in this culture of America. They don't believe in sharing anything. They want to take over. And I told you part of that takeover is making you speak their language. Telling you in your country you need to speak a different language to be over here in your country. No. That works in your country. That don't supposed to work here. And our government officials need to look more into that. I'm pretty sure this administration probably will. No American here should be forced to speak another language outside of English. Now, if you want to learn. I'm not against learning different languages. Learn 1,000 of them if you want to. I think that's better for you. I believe some people are gifted to know 7, 8, 9, 10 languages. I believe that's a gift. I don't have that gift, unfortunately. I wish I did. I just don't have it. You know, I picked up on maybe different words or different languages, but some people can just pick it up like it ain't nothing. I mean, it's crazy. But in America, you shouldn't be forced to having to know another language to live in the country that your ancestors built. It shouldn't be no press 1 for English, 2 for this, Spanish, 3. No. You answer the phone, it's doggone English. Period. Because when you go to other countries, they don't tell you press 1 for English. Now, they may speak English to you in the tourist areas. Yes, they're going to do that. But if you get outside that tourist area, right, you have to learn the language. Or you better, listen, we got all kind of translators now on these phones, AI and everything else. So you could do something. Yeah, honestly say they give each other discounts. They give each other discounts, but they won't give you and I a discount. They probably run the price up, right? Now, let me get to something else here, because some people may say, "Oh, I understand what you're saying, but it's kind of messed up and whatever." You know, I'm talking about the bleeding hearts either in our community or even bleeding heart Afro-Latinos, right? They could say, "Well, I get it. I know the Democrats are wrong what they did in the crack epidemic and the crime bill, and 2 wrongs don't make a right, and all of that. I mean, this is just people, and they're working, and it's sad, and all of that." Okay, all right. When it was happening to us, none of those people said anything. They didn't care how they were doing things to us. But I want you to hear what this Dominican woman had to say about her fellow Latino brethren talking. I want you to listen exactly what she has to say here, because I need to talk to the Afro-Latinos.
So, true story. Yesterday, I was in a situation. I had exchanged information with a person. I didn't know who this person was. This person didn't know who I was, but we had exchanged information for X reason. I'm not going to state why. Anyways, long story short, the lady didn't know I'm Spanish. I'm Dominican. She ain't know. So she just starts yapping away in Spanish, talking. And, I'm just quiet about it. I don't say anything because I feel like I was too angry to say something, because I my next move was beat the out of her. I also thought about saying something in Spanish, but I just let it go because she didn't even deserve my energy. You feel me? Back in the day, I would have knocked all her teeth out her mouth. But thank God that I'm a new person. I have class, and, I don't let ignorance get to me, and I let it go. But y'all racist Spanish people out there got to be careful, because if it would have been somebody else, y'all would have got y'all beat right on the spot. So for your safety and for the sake of us Afro-Latinas not going to jail, please refrain from racial slurs. And real quick, I got to add to the story real quick. So when I came to class today, just one of the two Spanish girls were asking me about what happened yesterday, about the incident. And we were talking about it. And then I had mentioned what happened. And one of the Spanish girls, she was Cuban, she was like, oh, I knew you weren't black because of the way you dress. What does that mean? Like, what does that mean? Like, so you figure out I'm Dominican, you know I'm Spanish, and you think that I'm going to be okay with you telling me that you knew I wasn't black because of the way I dressed. What does that mean? And why do you think that I would be okay with you saying something like that? Bro, you know, the Latin community, man, we got to do better. Like, we really got to do better. Like, that's crazy that I got to deal with this, not only yesterday, but today, too. Like, just for the rest of my life, I got to deal with shit like this. This is insane. You know? Insane, and it's sad. And thank God I got a lot to lose because, man, people are so ignorant.
All right. So you heard what she say now. She's Dominican, okay? Now let me talk to the Dominicans and any Afro-Latinos out there. I keep hearing the same thing. I saw this other woman, I think she's Honduran, a black Honduran, was really preaching this sermon. I've heard black Mexicans preach this sermon constantly about how y'all not accepted as Latinos. Afro-Latinos, you're going to have to take a page out of the book of FBA. You're going to have to delineate from the greater Latinos and separate yourself as the Afro-Latino, Black Latino, whatever how you want to label yourself. You're going to have to do that because clearly what's happening is they don't accept you in their greater Latino community. It's kind of like how white America view us, like we're not accepted with them like that. We're not. So and we cool with that. We love it, actually. And we over here and doing our own thing. Y'all gonna have to delineate from that Latino community because they view you no different than white people view you, okay? Listen, it's even worse because when you speak Spanish, they always asking you a question. How did you know? So how did you learn Spanish? They shock you speak Spanish, right? They say all kind of racist things about y'all in Spanish in front of you, like you don't know anything. So if you want to have more dignity and more self-respect as Afro-Latinos, then it's going to have to be a movement to delineate from them. And y'all watch. Once you delineate from them and you say, no, we're Afro-Latinos. First, they don't like the term Afro-Latino already. So that term kind of delineates y'all a little bit because they really don't like that Afro-Latino term. So I would say ride that and then make a movement about Afro-Latinos and then y'all protect Afro-Latino culture. Y'all gatekeep Afro-Latino culture. And don't let them in. Don't say, oh, we all Latinos. Say, no, we not. No, we not. Because I'm treated like hell in Latin America. Y'all practice all this colorism, racism. Y'all got names for us and all of that. So now we cool. We going to practice our Afro-Latino heritage over here. We are descendants of slaves in Latin America. We got to get our reparations too, right? Same thing with your Brazilians, Afro-Brazilians. They was enslaved longer than us. Right? Y'all go the delineation movement definitely in the Americas has to happen. So Afro-Latinos, and if y'all know any Afro-Latinos, clip this and send it to them. You know, if I need to clip it and post it in Spanish, I can do that with AI. That's a beautiful thing. But you have to delineate. You got to delineate from the greater Latino community if you want to have some sort of headway. If you really want to even plug in more within the diaspora, right? And definitely if you want to kind of understand FBAs a little bit, you're already dealing with the same issue. So just delineate. That's it. Just delineate. If you do not delineate, you're going to keep on dealing with that issue and problem. If you delineate, they're going to start respecting you. They're going to say, wait a minute, hold on. This is a whole separate Latin group now. We know they know Spanish. We need to watch our mouth. We need to watch it because they making it known they are proud Afro-Latinos. And they will go upside your head for saying anything derogatory or checking them. Delineation is the way to go, Dominicans and the rest of you. It's the way to go. Why are you begging them people to be included with them? They don't like you. I'm not even Afro-Latino, and I figured that part out. For years, they have been treating y'all like this. It don't matter if you are half them. They still treat you the same. Delineate. This is a time and era for definitely us as Black Americans, but for you as Afro-Latinos and any person of Black or African descent, Caribbean descent, this is a time to stand on business about your lineage, your heritage. This is the time. This is not the time to be begging, bootlicking, seeking validation from groups that don't want our Black behind. And that's good. Listen, it is a beautiful thing that we're not wanted by these other groups. It is beautiful. Because have you noticed, look at us in America. We getting a whole lot more done now, ever since we delineated. Have you noticed that? Well, I want you to get some work done. I want you to delineate. Delineate from those others who aren't Black like you. Delineate. Well, Marcus, here's the problem, Marcus. I can't say all that way, because that sister don't seem soft in that video, not at all. She was just more mature to not go upside her head. Okay, that's just number one. But number two, when you're trying to, hopefully you can be included with something, you don't look at it the same versus how we look at, let's say, white supremacy. We look at white supremacy as very hostile and a danger to our very life in essence. They don't look at the rest of them in that way, but really they have the same mindset and hostilities toward Afro-Latinos in Latin America and even here. There's so many videos on YouTube, they telling you this. Hey, in our country, we got a lot of colorism and racism. They'll tell you that. And they'll say, hey, the Afro-Latinos and the indigenous people who are just as dark as the Afro-Latinos, they're not treated very well. You know what I'm saying? So they need to delineate. Okay. So a goddess, now you say you're Afro-Asian, say Persian. I don't rock with the Asian Persians that have a problem with those of us of African heritage as well. Okay. Yeah, you're not going to be accepted as an Asian. No, you do better. You do better rocking with the FBAs. Because look, you can't help who your mammy is and who your pappy is. None of us can help that, okay? But if you are part of our community and you rock with it, listen, I've seen people who had Hispanic parent, Asian parent, white parent. They ride harder for FBA than I've seen some people that got two Black parents. Some of them look racially ambiguous, but they ride hard for Black people. You can't get nobody hardcore for FBA than them. It's like they appreciate it more than some of us who have two Black parents. You know what I'm saying? It used to trip me out. Like a long time ago. You know, I don't know why. Don't beat me up about what I'm about to say. I used to think, well, shoot, the darker you are, the more pro-Black you probably would be. But you know what? I've seen the darkest people be the biggest shucking and jiving bootlicks, and I've seen the lightest people be the most hardcore Black. Right? They'll bust your head open for Black. And I've never understood that. I said, maybe that's just equality in the universe or something. I don't know. but shout out to all Black people. Don't matter what color you are. We don't get up on that colorism crap. That's stupid. We all Black. That's one thing about white supremacy here. It taught us we all Black. Whether you light, almost passing, to way darker than me. Okay? We Black. We love each other. We descendants of slaves. We got to get our reparations together. We fight together. And that's it. That colorism stuff is stupid. Nobody can help the color of their skin. I didn't choose the color of my skin, but I'm glad God gave it to me. I thank God for that. Lord, if I was melanin deficient right now at my age, I would probably look 55, 60 right now. Right? So I thank you, Father, for giving me this melanin. I thank you for my family and parents. Thank you. Lord. You say Huey P. Newton versus Clarence Thomas. You know, the interesting part, Clarence Thomas' origin story, he was stood at 10 toes down for the community. I don't know what happened to him. You know, you actually hear his origin story. It's quite interesting, actually, if you hear it. Yes, we are children of the sun, and we thank God for it. We thank God. They had this trend on TikTok. Man, this is bad. So they're asking women at 50 to drop their, 50 pictures or videos of 50. And then the first thing I saw was a white lady. And this lady was 50, but this lady looked like she was every bit of 60 plus. But then they had the sisters dropping their 50 pictures. Some of them was dropping pictures almost 60. I'm like, a lot of them look like they was in their 30s, maybe mid 30s to early 30s, a lot of them, maybe early 40s. And some of them was 50 plus. And you got this white lady on here just looking like, I'm like, man, why don't do that? Just don't listen. I know some white women are anomalies, but the average, just don't do that comparison with black women. Just don't do it. Don't do it. And I know they had some Latinas that posted some, and then I'm talking about the darker ones. And they had some Indian women was posting. I'm like, yeah. If I was her, I probably would delete that video because y'all wasn't trying to roast her, but y'all pictures were roasting her bad. Like, my Lord. Yeah. King Noah said that's why they hate us so much. Yeah. Sometimes people hate you and be jealous of you because they not you and they want to be you. You understand what I'm saying? That's the bottom line. Oh, you said you was traced back to Guinea-Bissau, the Balanta tribe. Okay. Yeah, that's what mine that showed as well. So, and eventually I got to go visit that country and see what's up and go visit them people just so I can go see. Like I said, sometimes you go to the continent, you'll see people like, man, you look like people in my family. Sometimes you'll see that. You know what I'm saying? You'll see it. And I was kind of telling, who was it, Brother Stanley one day, that I said, bro, you and my cousin favor, man. I sent him a picture of my cousin. He was like, oh, shoot. You say, we do? I said, yeah, y'all look like y'all kin, bro. Like, for real. Hey, I mean, down the line, people are still connected to you back over there from 500 years ago. That's just reality. I mean, your family line didn't die off. Part of your family line was shipped over here. And yes, we got a lineage here. We built here. But, your family line not completely gone. Them people weren't successful to do that. They didn't genocide no Africans. That didn't happen. They tried, but it didn't happen. Just like they tried to do it to us. Didn't happen. We went from 4 million to 43 million. That's pretty good growth for us here. So, ladies and gentlemen, so what we're saying here, we just want to I want to thank y'all for joining us tonight. I'm keeping up. You say God has a sense of humor. Yeah. Yes, he do. Thank you, Lee Edward. I appreciate you. Give Lee Edward a hand clap for that love offering. Lee gave a $10 love offering. Thank you, Lee. We greatly appreciate that. We will use that 10 to put it in the greater good of our platform and all that. You say we still have we still have some lineage there. Yeah. You get your good genealogist on the thing that can trace it back there. You're pretty sure you can find it. They don't know. It's like we don't know. I mean, that was a tie that was severed, 500 years ago, right? But modern science, AI, and all that other stuff can trace things very well. You say I will catch the whole show. Yeah, and listen, the reason why I don't make them long 3-hour shows like I used to is because I did some research on playback. And research on playback, it was showing that if you make your live streams minimum 30 minutes, but if you do between 45 and 60 minutes, somewhere around there, has a higher probability of playback. Because see, people may watch something maybe 45 minutes to an hour. Maybe they doing something, so they got it on, playing it, whatever. But people may not have 3 hours to listen, unless you're a truck driver. Then you got all the time in the world, right? Shout out to the truck drivers, right? So I do it this way for playback purposes, and it works out for me very well to do it that way. So it's all good, definitely all good. All right. So thank y'all for joining us on the stream tonight. Greatly appreciate it. Make sure you click the subscribe button. Make sure you click the like button. Leave a comment. Comments are very important. And if they see that survey, hey, do you like this live stream? Yes, no, yeah, I like it. and it's informative, it's entertaining, it's inspiring. Click all them surveys that also help point more things here. And so make sure to go over to AfroWire AI. The moment I end this, it'll be attached. Go check out what LaSherica has to say about the Essence Fest. LaSherica is going to be cooking them on the Essence Fest, so make sure you check that out. So thank y'all for listening. We'll catch y'all on the next one.